Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the DCUO SourceCast. I am, of course, Trex, and alongside me, as always, every weekend, is Super Patriot.
What's going on, everybody? Trex, first thing I gotta say is I have to applaud the chat right now for their overwhelming support on the loss of the freaking pony heads.
I, yeah, I'm really happy about that. I mean, I had a lot of fun with it. It was small Photoshop,
Oh my god!
but I enjoyed it. I'm really happy that everybody enjoyed the time with the pony heads. That is Patriot Pony and Smexy Trexy. So those have been officially named by Ivy Bird. So
Officially named by Ivy Bird, huh?
yes. So go
Is
Odyssey.
Ivy Bird here so I can ban him from the chat?
Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
I wouldn't.
But there, our support for the unicorn trinket or statue or a power, whatever you want to call it. But I'll take it away now. We had our fun.
Yeah, because I'll tell you what. I was watching FNL and I was watching the chat, and I think that chat may have pushed me to the opposite side of the battle for the unicorn trinket and unicorn powers.
Wow, that's lame. You're lame.
I'm thinking the excessive lameness of the campaign is what pushed me over.
Well, I mean,
Only have yourself to thank for that, Trex.
and I do my part. I do my part.
I have a special video in mind of I'm thinking about posting.
It better not be anything that deals with My Little Ponies or Death Note. I can tell you that now.
No. My Little Ponies and no Death Note. However, there will be a horse involved.
Oh God! Don't make it a Godfather thing.
No, I won't do that. I did that to you last weekend to get you to take that picture down like this.
And yet it never went down. I think it's still on Facebook. I think it's still on Facebook. Okay, I will change that though. We had our fun. My bad. But it's all fun and games. I gotta support my community. I love my community. So I didn't really announce it last week, but last week was our episode 80. Not a big, not like episode special 80, but just saying the fact that we've now gone on. This right here is episode 81, and we're getting closer and closer to the 100th episode, and I still don't know what I'm gonna do for it. I have no thought process comes to mind.
What weekend does the 100th episode fall on?
If we don't take a week off?
Yeah, if we don't take a week off. So, okay.
I ain't doing that math.
It's 20 weeks. It's 19 weeks.
Okay.
Right? All right, 19
don't
weeks.
Let that fall on.
Let's keep going. I'll do this math.
Okay, you go do the math. Okay. So, the 100th episode is coming up. I know there's a lot of people that want to try and do something special for it. I want to do something special for it too. I just don't know yet. Since it's so early on in the game, I think that I'll take player feedback. Please, if you guys think of something cool to be done on the 100th episode of the DCUO SourceCast, shoot us an email at DCUOSourcecast@gmail.com. Go ahead and email it to us and say, make the subject title 100th episode special. Name it that subject and give your ideas down there. And I'll look through the collection and try and pick out some really good ones, really fun ones, or just off the wall ones. I mean, this is a community. This podcast is for the community, and if someone says it's going to be in February, oh my God. I'm definitely wanting to hear some feedback from you guys. What you guys would like to see for the 100th episode. Chug NyQuil. This isn't a webcam show, and I'm not chugging NyQuil. That's weird. It's like, is that a new drinking game I should go with? Please tell me that everyone's saying it's going to be like the last weekend of January. It's going to be in February. Have you done your math yet? Shh. Oh, shh. Sorry. I need a shh. Sorry. Tonight's episode is going to be it's going to be like our normal episode. It's going to be kind of off the wall. A bounty tracks. Wow.
Okay. Okay, math is done. If we don't do a show on Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving, all right.
Okay.
If we don't do a show on Black Friday, and that's the only night we take off, the 100th episode will be February 7th.
February 7th. So you're saying if we don't take off Black Friday?
No, if we do take off Black Friday.
If we
that's
do.
The only day we take off.
What about Christmas?
Well, the weekend of Christmas, let's see here. Going into December here, we look.
I'm telling you now, Hit or Quitter is already...
The 20th and the 27th.
Well, let me tell you right now.
And 27th.
The Hit or Quitter is already in my... He knows exactly what I'm thinking. If it's going to be... The 100's going to be on February 7th.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I think we need to... we're going to have to push this for the 100th episode to be on February 14th during the Valentine's Day event and the anniversary of the Trex Cherub.
Oh my God!
What?
Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate the worst content they've ever introduced for DCUO. So bad that they refuse to reintroduce it. All right.
It's gonna be redone.
And let's celebrate that.
It's gonna be redone, bro. It's gonna be redone. The 100th episode.
They just gave us all the feats last year.
Meps just says it's canceled.
Yeah.
Our show is canceled. Our 100th show is canceled. Thanks, Meps. So I think I'm going to make it.
We'll go from 99 to 101. Nobody notices.
That would be epic. That would be cool. So I think we should try and go for that because I think Christmas week. I think I might take that week myself off because it is Christmas and apparently I have more family than I really didn't want to talk to, and I'm already getting email. I'm actually getting texts from family from my father's side. It's like, hey, you gonna come and visit us this year? It's like I think Christmas is gonna be that time of year, time of joy, time for family you don't talk to. Not that I hate them, it's just I don't talk to them.
Christmas is that time of year for me for seeing, spending time with family members you spend the entire rest of the year avoiding. That is what Christmas is all about.
Exactly. Michael Gray comes in with episode 99 and the DCO SourceCast relaunch. Ooh. I can tell you now, I am working with my small amount of time. I am working on doing a new format for the show. Kind of something a little bit more edgy. Not edgy, but something new. Something different that I hope you guys will enjoy it. But that is going to be done on episode 101. So maybe you might see it on episode 100. I don't know. I'm still working on the format. It's still doing that. That's right, SJ. You guys are a family, and I appreciate it. Every week you guys come into the show and listen in, and it makes me feel all warm inside.
Well, quit kissing each other's asses.
Shush.
I'm kidding.
Right from the PS4. Kidding. I mean, Super Patriot's going to be the one with the PS4, not me. I wish I could get it, though.
Yeah. Trex will be getting his PS4 in 2015.
Yes. It's already been planned. It's already been planned. But again, tonight's episode is going to be, we're going to talk about some stuff coming from the forums. I'm also going to give you all an update on the DCO skill planner later on in the show. So, it's good things coming for that. Alright, so I think you found something, or actually, what? Why am I even doing this? What do we always talk about before the forums? Silly me.
Yeah.
Friday Night Legends.
81 episodes, and you'd think you'd know this, how our format runs by now.
Well, Friday Night Legends is only on episode 21, so give me a break. The 21 times we've been doing this, and I forget one. Calm down. So, Friday Night Legends. I actually got here late for it, because I was visiting my mom, because she just had surgery yesterday. And for a person who had surgery yesterday, she, on her back, mind you, she had a ruptured disc. She look, she was like doing jumping jacks when I got there. It's like she just had full of energy. It's like, well, apparently your back is fine. But tonight was the DCO Community Event Council over on the USPC, Daddy-O, and Cursebringer. They did this nice little thing called the Dynamic Duo. Nice little Dynamic Duo tournament. And I did miss the first round. I missed that whole first round thing. But I came in for the second. And holy crap. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, there were some good matches in there.
Yes. I mean,
really good matches.
I was, I was in the first Olympic Games for the 1v1 Batcave stuff and, my arena gear. Even if it was basic greens, I still sucked. But in Legends, I think I can do a lot better. But yes, tonight's tournament was fantastic. Fantastic. A lot of fun coming from Jens doing the whole Alcuro Robusto thing. I can never pronounce his name. I'm sorry.
Alcuro Robusto.
That was horrible.
Hey, I didn't say I can do it the same way Jens does it. I just saying that's how he says it. All right?
Yes. Yes, puts the emphasis on everything. Put the passion. Yes. So, the dynamic duos coming from the DC Community Event Council was, in apparently everybody's eyes, a huge success. A huge success. Everyone enjoyed the hell out of FNL tonight. You saw it. You saw it in, first off, Jens and Meps just absolutely loving the matches, and then you saw the chat just blowing it up with it, just blowing up with it. The winners of the tournament were, of course, Clutchmeister and Future Slob, which was Slob from, both of them were from the SOE Live tournament, America versus EU. And Slob was our second time in a row SOE Live tournament winner. And then Clutchmeister, along with DK, came from the EU side and won the tournament over there to get the trip to SOE Live. Got a chance to meet both of those guys, and the fact that as soon as I saw Clutch in there, I was like, I was rooting for Mathos and Cursebringer from Most Wanted. They're my villain league, even though I don't
Those guys gave them a really good match, though.
Hell yeah, they did.
I was very impressed by that match. I was like, wow.
Oh, Mathos is beast.
Mathos a beast. Yeah, Mathos is definitely a beast. Yeah, I believe he was the one who was constantly smacking me around in our match that we had against him and Daddy-O.
That's right. That's right. So actually being able to actually fight these guys in that SOE Live, we got to fight them and just see them in face to face is completely different when you fight them over the internet. And I'm telling you now, I really wish that everybody would have in this tournament that was at SOE Live just could have had that interaction, because you see the intensity in everybody's face, just like, stop block breaking me. So it's just so much fun. It was just so much fun. Mathalos, thank you, Michael Grid, thank you. But yes, Anime Esports keeping crowns. Big props to Future Slob and Clutchmeister. Really happy. I'm kind of sad. I kind of actually want to know where DK was, but DK is probably doing DK things. But yeah, Anime Esports, love those guys. I definitely follow them on Twitter. They're just an amazing group of guys. I'm really happy with how they are. They are truly an esports teams. They have other teams for LOL and StarCraft, and I haven't looked at their entire roster, but they're still really, really cool dudes.
They are, and we can sit here and we can say that we've been beaten by people that have placed in the Legends tournament, so twice now. So it's cool.
Yeah, I am okay with this.
Yeah.
So,
because how many of you guys have fought Mathalos, huh? Huh? Yeah, I got ganked by Cursebringer even at the live event. At SOE.
That was all because of me. We were going back and forth. Everybody else got done with round one, and Super H and myself were just standing there. It's like, oh, we're still going.
Yeah. Yeah, we were still Trex was turtling on me. By the time we got done, it was like at the end of you watch like you see like it'd be like like compared to like Goku and Vegeta fighting to the death, and then when the fight's finally over, that's when Majin Buu comes in and ganks the winner.
That's appropriate because that was really appropriate. Because that's exactly how it went down. You went down. I mean, I lost. I certainly lost, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So, watching this tournament, do you have any ideas or how you saw the Dynamic Duos tournament go? What did you take? Because I mean, the Olympic Games is starting this weekend, correct?
Yes, starting Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, did you take any pointers or anything from this tournament that you're gonna probably bring into maybe Olympus Games 2 or your next tournament after that?
Hey, Daddy-O's in the chat. Hey, Daddy-O.
Hey.
Yeah, I did. I mean, obviously, you want to watch to see how other people do things and all that, so you can maybe pick up a few lessons learned and all that. Plus, I had a lot of lessons learned from the previous Olympus event too. One thing though I did do different was and thanks to Daddy-O for showing it to me. Who actually, thanks to I think his name is Morgan Feldman on the SOE Community Council. Pointed us in the direction of the challenge site, which everybody saw on FNL. I'm actually using that for Olympus this time around for setting up the brackets and everything. And that's made things a lot easier for myself. See, going in here now, looking at the, I can keep track of who else playing and all that, who they play next and everything. Especially with a double elimination event, tournament event like this, that site makes it a lot easier for me to do. Meps says here on the chat that they also use Challenge for the SOE Live tournament, so it's definitely awesome. So we have the 2v2. Okay, for arenas, we have 6 total teams. We actually had a team withdraw. My former league pulled their second team out, but that kind of manages things or balances things out for everybody a little bit there, because now we don't have any buys. So if actually we got 2 buys now. The way they do buys on this is a little confusing for me. But anyways, here is a link for like the arenas here that we're doing, and I got Skype right there, and basically so we've got 6 teams for the arenas. We have, I believe it is, let me double check here. For Legends 4v4, we have 6 teams signed up for that. And surprise, surprise, I don't know if it was just because of the excitement from SOE Live and all that, or just the fact that it's a new type of area for these guys to compete in, or if it was inspired by Daddy-O's tournament as well. We have a total of 21 teams signed up for 2v2 Inner Sanctum.
Holy crap.
Yes. 22 teams.
Now, out of those 22 teams, how many are actually going to show up, huh? Right? Am I right, guys? Huh? High fives? High fives? No, okay.
They all better show up. I'm going to be extremely disappointed if they don't. And I will be calling them out if they don't, too. Because, seriously, why sign up for a competition and all that? You commit to an event and all that, then you should, commit to that event. It's like one maybe 2 nights a week over the next few weeks until the 25th, which I can't finals will be on the 25th, which I can confirm will be on FNL on the 25th of October.
Woot!
Thank you, Meps.
Now, if he remembers.
Sorry, what are you saying?
Now, if only he remembers.
Yeah. Now if only he would remember. He completely forgot about last week when he was shouting out Daddy-O's, and I'm like on FNL, and I'm like Meps, don't forget Olympus, and thanks to Spord,
Yeah.
Sport was sitting there, yeah, and he was like, "Oh, Super Patriot says something about Olympus," and Meb's was sitting there, was like,
Yeah, this is
yeah,
probably
thanks,
where
Mebs."
a nice little a script or at least notes in front of you. I'm sure he probably does. He probably did the same thing I do. I just like, oh yeah, gotta talk about Olympus. Let me get my crayon.
Wait, see, I think Mebs was a little bit off his game last week because he's usually sitting there being abused by Yens.
That's true. That's true. And someone had the nerve to say that that Yens is more entertaining than Meps. Rude. I think.
Oh,
I think FNL. Many people want to be there to see Yens. The FNL is not truly there without Meps, or even the voice of Meps from the Meps cave. Okay, so I mean, they're both entertaining. They're both great guys, and that chemistry is definitely awesome. That they are the dynamic duo. They are.
okay. Denante here's got a question here. He's asking in the chat, which I'm more than willing to answer. And
Lord.
actually, you could probably answer a little bit better than me because you actually have a free character on DCUO, and you have a legendary account as well. He's wanting to know what are the benefits of legendary. I'm sorry, let me scroll up here. There's anything he wants to know. Anything a new person that got legendary membership should know.
The world is yours.
Yeah, I mean the benefits are are insurmountable. I mean, you get an increased inventory, you get increased bank, you don't have a cap on your wallet at all. You get a monthly stipend of replay badges and loyalty points. And all that you can use towards the loyalty points you can use towards a special vendor they have in game to buy certain marketplace items. And actually, there's quite a lot on there. It's been a while since I checked out the Skeets vendor, the legendary vendor in there, and there is a lot of stuff on that vendor right now. But yeah, and Meps right there, he just provided a link there for you for the details on all that stuff. But I mean, you get a lot of stuff. I mean, you can start your own league as a legendary member. You get full access to all the DLC that's ever dropped in the game, 1 through 8. You get a lot of stuff. You get a lot of stuff.
Denante, seriously, the differences from the community and the website, I mean, they're the same thing. Everything we're telling you is exactly the same thing you're getting from the website. The only thing you're going to hear from the community instead of reading it from a website is either the love or disdain of some of the stuff. I mean, that's exactly what you're gonna on the website. You're seeing all the facts, and you can make a judgment for yourself. When you're hearing it from the community, you're hearing possibly semi-facts, and then you're hearing more of their emotional turmoil doing it. I mean, even when I do it's even in my list of videos to do the difference between free to play and legendary. Now that I'm level 30, and here and talk about my difficulties with it, it's going to be me reading from the website because that's exactly where my list of knowledge. Because I've been playing it since launch, and especially through the free to play thing, I don't know everything hands down on what the difference are between free to play and legendary because most of the stuff I don't use. Like with the voice chat thing, I can't use it in proximity. I know that. Yeah, I can't use it in proximity, but I can still use it in a league. I can still use it in groups.
Yeah, and Donate, I can assure you right now, I mean, everything I just told you about the difference between free and, what the benefits are for legendary, that was all from, memory right there. Because I've never had a free or premium account on this game. I don't know how people can function being free or premium with the way I play and the way I hoard things sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially in my bank, it's ridiculous. I've maxed out, all my freaking inventory and bank space that you can purchase. Right now,
yeah, man.
I have maybe 4 or 5 free rows in my inventory, and my bank is full.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the PlayStation on my PlayStation 3 account. I am free to play because I want to experience how a free to player is, and honestly experience it for myself and see how far I can get before I actually become a premium and buy something. I'm completely free to play. The money cap with 1,500, I feel it. I feel it every time I repair. I feel it every time I buy sodas. I feel it in my gut. I feel it. The backspace, I can manage. I can easily manage the backspace because I just sell a lot of the junk anyways because I don't mod, so I don't salvage. So I just sell everything anyways. Don't hate me for it. I just don't. Access to the DLCs, I have to pay for it on my PS3. Legendary, you get them for free, but if you do lose Legendary, you don't keep the DLCs. So, right now as a free-to-player on my PS3, I can go out and buy all the DLCs, and then it's like, oh, you know what? I want to be Legendary now for a month on my PS3. I'm Legendary. I bought all the DLCs, so I already have them all. But then for the time that I drop Legendary and go back to Premium, I still have access to my DLCs because I own them. On my PC as a Legendary player, if I lose my Legendary on PC, I have access to only... Holy crap, I think I only have access to Fight for the Light and Lightning Strikes. Those are the only two DLCs that I think I ever bought.
What, on the PS3?
On my PC.
On PC?
If I lose Legendary on my PC, I only have access to two DLCs. Because everything else was Legendary. It's all free to me.
And it's all content you can get through.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. Yeah, cute. So
don't.
Nice. Legendary, of course, has its perks: unlimited money, unlimited larger bag space, larger bag space on free-to-player premium, access to all the DLCs, access to the test server. For me, as a PC player, that's a biggie. For the PlayStation 3 people, again, I feel you. Stop bringing it up.
But yeah, those are the benefits of being Legendary, and being Legendary, or premium and everything, or free, like that. For me, it's like I said, I don't know how the free players do it sometimes. Especially, I'm a hoarder. I'm a hoarder on this game. I am. I'm horrible. But back to FNL here. As far as things that I've picked up from like the previous Olympus event when we were on FNL for the finals, and watching this one right here is keeping things moving. Quick in between matches. Only like a minute. Maybe a minute or two between the matches, and going from one match to the next, keeping everything nice and fast for everybody. That way it doesn't get boring. That's why I've actually implemented a rule on the supercharges. Because the finals will be 3 of 5, best of 5. But for arenas, what we're going to do is I'm going to allow them to start with a supercharge for the first match, and then every match after that, you got to go in with what you got. So it's like you did one match and all that, come out of it, you cue the next one, cue it back up right away. So that way we won't be sitting around on FNL waiting for people to get their supercharges up, waiting for freezes and stuff. The freezes and lockouts, those are going to happen on PS3 just because, sometimes you go to open up your inventory and you freeze. But,
understandable. The downside I see this is the fact that players can come in saying that they feel that it's not fair, but at the same time, people can also look at the fact that, and this is how I'm looking at it, is that it's an advantage. If you don't use any supercharge through all of the tournament until you get to the finals and save your supercharge there, that's called tactic. In my eyes, that's a tactic. And that's good for me.
See, the thing is, too, it's going to make these matches really interesting with arenas, too, because it's all bare bones. So they're only allowed using a PvP trinket. Or, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. They're not allowed using any of the home turf trinkets, and they're not allowed using utility belts. So, having those, we're gonna see a lot of deaths in arenas. I feel it's gonna be a lot of fun. Very fast matches and stuff. It's gonna be a lot of fun to see.
Sorry, I'm replying to something.
I see it.
Okay. So, Friday Night Legends, of course. Tune in next week, next Friday, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 7 to 8 p.m. if you're on the Eastern, and whatever other time zone you have, because I don't have a world clock. I'm sorry. Should probably put that in a note somewhere. I don't know. But be sure to head over to twitch.tv/DC Universe Online, over there at their Twitch channel. Yins normally starts around at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for an hour worth of him PvPing on either the PS3 or the PC, just for a little pre-show shenanigans, because that's what he wants to do, and we go with it. Because it's all fun and games.
Yep.
So, alright, so that's it for FNL, and I just remembered what my forum post was.
Oh, here it comes.
Oh, it's a goodie. As soon as it loads. So, we're going to start with mine because mine's more popular.
Link me.
Oh, well.
Or link it in the chat.
Yeah, I can do that. So, at SOE Live, we had a cool panel that ran over and caused people to show up for our show.
Yeah. Because people got to eat.
They got to eat, and we respect that, because I wish I would have eaten. So, this panel was called Design with the Devs. We walked into this, and the link that I just linked you goes to the forum post that Locke finally was able to sit down and post on the forums. I mean, he's had a busy day. He even says why he got swamped and hadn't had a chance to post it yet, which was really cool, the fact that he was swamped with DLC 8, 9, and PS4 tasks. Yay! So, this Design with the Devs, I can't remember how many people were in there, but we were split into 3 groups. They had 3 different little topics to discuss. These 2 little topics.
Well, they had three DLC concepts.
Concepts, that's a good word, yeah. It was Aaron Shazam, Francis storyline with Black Adam, Isis, and Felix Faust. So, Super Size Me, new storyline revolving around Ray Palmer and the Palmerverse, which is Captain Atom, right?
The Atom.
No, the Atom. The Atom, yeah. The
Atom, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you know DC's pseudo Hank Pym?
Yeah.
And the Pym particles? Don't care. Hank Pym is... I'm sorry, I'm rooting for Marvel on this one. The Palmerverse? Come on. Come on. I mean, they both have their egos. The Pym particles, the Palmer... It's like the Whedonverse, God. and then last but not least, Monkey Business finished the Gorilla Grodd storyline. After they split into groups, the devs joined up with the other groups. Locke got in with the Inner Shazam. Spittle joined up with the Super Size Me. And then Tunzo and Spore teamed up and joined up with the Monkey Business. Myself, Daddy-O, Cursebringer, I think we had Mathalos with us as well. I think we had Mathalos. I know we had Breakforce from the Revengeancers. He was there with us. And all I can remember, his name was Frank. He's on the US PS3. I cannot remember. All I remember was his name was Frank. He was on Monkey Business. You were on the Shazam, right? Do you remember who was on your team?
I see. Bumbling Bee was on there. A lot of the PC guys were there. Trying to remember exactly who. And I can't. I know Bumbling Bee was there.
Okay, well, as long as Bumblebee is there.
I know Bumbling Bee was definitely there. I'm trying to remember the other guys because I didn't. A couple of them I hadn't seen until that day.
Yeah, right. And and then the other group was the Super Size Me. If more forethought and without it being such a busy weekend, I was going to try and grab. If anyone remembers anybody from the Super Size Me team right now,
Soar was on that team.
Soar
was on that team.
Soar was on the team. Where the hell? Ooh, let me actually. I'm actually going to message him real fast. See if he wants to join in. I'm sure he's not. I mean, it's a Friday night. What's he going to do? Be with his family?
Yeah.
Psh, who does that? So let me actually text him. of course, I could text him or just Skype him. I think Skyping was a lot easier. So we got with these groups, and I think we had it was an hour panel, but it lasted 2 hours. In which I think the 2 hours was pretty much like that. Yeah, that needed to happen. So the concept of this was that they brought us into the realm of how they come up with the concepts of these DLCs. Pretty much these one sheets. I'm pretty sure Jens has his aha moment as it was explained. Luckily, there's a picture from Break Force 2 with him having a yellow exclamation point. That was great. So I'm pretty sure it's like they have all these DC stuff on a wall, and Jens puts a blindfold on and just throws darts. It's like, what ideas can we come up with? And these are called their one sheets, and they have all the information like, are we going to introduce a new power? Are we going to introduce a new weapon? Or different stuff. And we got a chance to experience that as a player thing. Oh, Sora's out of town. Poo. Oh. Whirlwind of activity, too. Okay. So, and again, I'm going to pretty much come in. We're going to talk about these overviews because now that we actually have them physically here, we can give our feedback on them. Because again, I wasn't there for the feedback because I was getting set up for the podcast. I had to leave the room and go to our room and get set up and everything. So I missed all of the reviews for this. So let's talk about
I had completely lost track of time, and then when I saw what time it was, I looked around for Trex, and I was like, "Oh shit, he's already over there."
Yeah. So first, the first thing we'll talk about is Enter Shazam. All right, the overview. It includes the following features. All right, it includes one raid, World War III, Balia, 2 alerts, Oolong and the Rock of Eternity, 1 iconic alert, which would pretty much mean that we'll have to get to play with actual DCUO iconic characters.
Like legends characters.
Yeah. Yep. Path to Eternity. 4 gear sets, which would be 4 horsemen. I'm guessing 4 horsemen style. And then 3 legends. Mary Marvel, Black Mary Marvel. Which
actually, the way we presented that was it was going to be you're going to have Mary Marvel and it was going to be a Legends character, and Black Mary was going to be a Marvel character. It was going to be a Legends character, but they were both going to have different power loadouts sets.
Okay. Clarion and Tawny. Tawny's the cat, isn't it?
Yeah, Tawny's a cat.
Anything to get you people in to get this.
I did not come up with Clarion and Tawny for this. But with the Tawny and all that, they were kind of they gave us some feedback on Tawny not exactly being something they'd look forward to introduce into Legends.
Anything to get crypto in, any ounce of getting an animal into.
That's coming. We'll get to that one next soon here. And then.
Oh, go ahead. I mean, this is yours.
Yeah, we talked about a new vault. A different vault than Joker's Funhouse for the vault and everything. Just it's like basically it's like a new area of a vault that people could go into. Basically, the whole premise of it was, you guys can read right there, is that Black Adam's, he's on the rampage. He's out to kill Faust because you know what? In this game, Faust stabs Black Adam in the back a lot. But he's out seeking revenge and all that. And Faust goes for the Rock of Eternity. I learned a lot about Captain Marvel's origin during this because there was a lot I apparently did not know. But Faust goes to the Rock of Eternity to steal the powers of Shazam. This unleashes the sins into the world. And by the sins, we're talking about the 7 sins, but we're not talking about Trigon's sons, who represent the 7 sins. We're talking about the actual sins themselves.
Yes.
This triggers World War III and the arrival of the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, which I believe we're going to run into during one of the 2 alerts. I believe it was. can't remember exactly offhand. I was more concentrated on when they were talking. We started talking about introducing a new power and everything like that. That's when I started thinking of the might and magic. They titled it the might and magic tree, or might and magic power. For me, it's just super strength, an actual super strength power, which I think I've talked about here on the show before, wanting to do. And it was going to, but might and magic tree was going to have a might tree and a magic tree and all that, and it was going to be a tank power, and it was going to be awesome. It was going to be awesome, the way I had it envisioned in my head. You have one of the powers being you reach down and you like grab up like a chunk of pavement, out of the ground, and you chuck it at somebody. Stuff like that. It was going to be cool. But yeah, I learned a lot about the Shazam lore during that little collaboration there. I believe in the actual raid itself, we were gonna at the Rock of Eternity we were going to, or in Oolong. I can't remember. No. Can't remember the specifics that we talked about with the alerts. But we also talked about introducing Legends characters for the marketplace, because that always comes hand in hand with any new DLC, Legends tunes for the marketplace. And we were talking about introducing Black Adam and Captain Marvel would be Legends characters they would have on the marketplace.
Shoot, yeah. Oh God, let me play it. Black Adam. Oh my God. It's like, just shut up and take my money. Just God. Just take my $10. You know what? Here's an extra $20. Give Black Adam to someone else. Give him as a gift. God, no, Black Adam. No, don't get me excited like that. That'll be awesome. It's my favorite villain. Besides Solomon Grundy. Oh, I'll put Solomon Grundy as a legend. Mind blown. Okay. I have to say I was a little jealous that I wasn't in the Enter Shazam, because as soon as I saw the Enter Shazam finish the storyline, I already had the idea popped in my head, because I am a Shazam fan. I'm sorry, I am a Captain Marvel fan. Let's get that straight. I'm a Captain Marvel fan, but somehow apparently he is Shazam. So as soon as my envision for it, just for storyline purposes, was to actually introduce the kids. Because not this version of Shazam, but I mean, you even saw it in Justice League Flashpoint, the Flashpoint paradox in that movie. It actually had not just Billy, but the other kids as well forming Shazam. And that's the storyline I would have went with.
With their powers combined,
they are Captain Marvel. and we would have even seen like a giant kitty. Screw Tawny, bring out the giant Siberian tiger. Wow. It's like, it'll be awesome. But not as a Legends character, no. But that would have been my vision, to bring in the actual Marvel kids, as I call them, the Marvel kids, to combine to create Shazam or something. It would have been great. But that would have been me. But I mean, again, this one sheet for a DLC, people have been giving it some really good praise, and I think with me being a Black Adam fan, I would have played the hell out of it, just so I can see Black Adam and see that storyline continue, or at least end.
Personally, I mean, when I saw that one at the top of the list of things, I was like, oh, I got to get on it. I want to be on that one. I got really excited, because wrapping up old storylines is like one of those things. It's like a pet peeve from mine. It's like this Trigon DLC, the Sons of Trigon, is finally wrapping up a storyline that's been bugging me for years now from the game and all that. So what is going on? What are they going to do with this storyline, with this with this plot thread they've left hanging out there? And it was really cool to see them wrap it up with DLC 8 with Sons of Trigon. And I'm curious to see. I mean, of course, Meps comes in, immediately after lock, and spoils it for everybody, saying that these are high level exercises consisting of player created documents and do not represent current plans for future DLCs. Thanks for ruining it for everybody, Meps. But
he had to put it in there.
I know he had to put it in there.
Because God forbid, people are just going like, well, where's DLC 9? Are we going to get that Super Size Me? Am I going to get McDonald's for DLC 9? So what's going on right now? Can I get a McNugget?
But speaking of Super Size Me, this is the one that Thor was actually on. And I heard a little bit of the feedback on this one here. It was, there were some jokes had about some of the things. Nothing, mean-spirited or anything like that. But, everybody's getting a pretty good laugh out of that. It was going to consist of one raid in Kryptonian biospace, 2 alerts. One was FOS infiltration, and the other one was Sunstone AI Matrix. They were going to introduce a PvP arena with this DLC, which I think they said they're not going to be doing anymore. But it was going to be like inside Superman's brain.
Yeah, that weird thing.
Honestly, that would be some interesting environment effects they could introduce. It's like say somebody gets knocked back up against a wall in there. They as soon as they hit that wall, they get bounced to the other side of the room because brain's kind of squishy.
Yeah, with I have to ask chat, has anyone been reading Forever Evil or at least the Trinity Wars from Justice League and DC Comics right now? I just need to know. Because there's a thing to that now that I read that and heard it out loud, it brings me back to that comic, and it gets a little scary because of the fact that Superman I don't even care if I'm spoiling it. You guys need to go read comics. in Trinity War, it brings about the secret society, the crime syndicate from like Earth 3 or something. They come in, and the Atom, or the villain Atom or whatever, I don't even care for her name. I'll call her She Atom. She actually goes into Superman's brain and takes control a little bit, and actually he laser eyes someone's head off, and he's just like, I didn't mean to do that. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. And it was explained later on that she went inside his brain and did that. I don't think we need that arena. I think we need to stay away from it, because God forbid he's looking at a mirror or something and just comes back and hurts him. If we're going to be inside Superman's brain, I need the conscious knowing that he's asleep, in bed, not doing anything. He's in a safe environment. No people around. But continue.
So they're also introducing 2 new gear sets, the Atomized Battle Suit and the Dr. Savannah suit. And they were introducing 4 Legends, 2 Legends characters, one Dr. Savannah and the other one Crypto. Told you that was coming back up. Basically, the premise was the fate of Earth's greatest hero will be decided as heroes and villains infect or cure Superman. Dr. Savannah and Lex Luthor have teamed up to create a dastardly concoction that has been achieved by shrinking to infect Superman. The Man of Steel's life now hangs in the balance as heroes now join Ray Palmer inside the biospace of Superman to save him from death. And they were introducing a new power as well with their DLC. It was a healer power. It was called Contagion, and it was going to have a remedy and a malady tree. So, obviously, that's going to be, the remedy tree would be the healer side of it, and the malady would be the DPS side of it.
Oh, right, yeah. There.
It was an interesting concept. I mean, I know my group was sitting there, we were kind of joking around about, how, to introduce, Ray Palmer, what kind of alerts would you come up with and all that. And we were joking about, you had to go on an alert to eliminate a Kryptonian flea infection on Crypto or something like
that. You have an operation where you have to shrink down and go into Crypto's fur. I remember hearing about that. That would have been something else. Giant-sized Kryptonian fleas. How do you defeat that?
Like fleas like the size of the Paradox Tyrant.
Yeah, the
That'd be
veterinarian
kind of
healing
cool.
powers.
I mean, it's funny we were joking about, but that actually would be kind of cool.
That's the thing about comics. It might sound silly, but it could work.
Yeah, it could work. And then we had the panel you were on was monkey business.
I have to say, now I wasn't in the room, but I heard the talks from that room afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
and people loved Monkey Business. Just loved it. Even in chat, even in these threads, people love Monkey Business. So here's what we came up with. We came up with two alerts: Central City and Oolong. We had two iconic solo challenges, one for Flash and one for Grodd.
You guys went small. The other two went big, and all that. And you guys went small, and that's kind of cool.
Exactly. The gear sets we really didn't talk much about. We probably completely forgot about it because we were more in tune with the content and not gear. Because we were just coming up with cool stories. We were gonna have 4 legends, 2 for this and then 2 for the marketplace. Of course, the 2 for the actual DLC would be Jay Garrick, the first Flash, the original, and Professor Zoom. Oh, I'm sorry, that's actually wrong. It was going to be Jay Garrett. I think the 2 legends that we chose for the DLC were actually Jay Garrett and Kid Flash. I can't remember if it was Kid Flash or Impulse. But we're going to have one of those 2, and then the 2 legends from the marketplace was going to be Flash and Professor Zoom. But the premise was Gorilla Grodd has escaped Stryker's Island and is ready to exact revenge on Flash. He assaults Central City before heading over to the abandoned facilities on Oolong. Will you help or hinder Grodd from using his gigantic volcano-powered laser to spread his gorilla rage worldwide? It was Impulse. Impulse was going to be in the DLC. Thank you, Daddy-O. I think it was even Daddy-O who came out with giant volcano-powered laser. 4 words that can make or break anything. Those 4 words were like, we were sold with the DLC. This needs to be made because no one can say no to a powered laser. And that was the thing. The Central City we considered the option of going with the 2 alerts, combine them into like an operation. But we felt that we could create I think the 2 separate alerts would have give it a little bit more depth to it. So with Central City, it would be Gorilla Grodd would be like the last boss, but he would kind of escape, and we would have pretty much like the Rose Gallery there a little bit, and then of course Professor Zoom and all that stuff. And then for Oolong, we would have just like Michael Grid said, we would have Amazo actually as the last boss, and in DCUO, in the DCUO universe, Teomaro made Amazo. I don't care. I don't know this Professor Izo or Ivo. I don't know who this person is.
All I've ever heard is that Ivo created Amazo.
I am honestly not that well versed with Amazo. I don't even know whose villain or who the superhero has to defeat Amazo. Is it like a Titan?
It's Amazo. He's everybody's villain.
I don't know. But yeah,
as far as all the references I've looked at, remember and all that. Now, granted, I'm not much of a DC Comics reader, but I am a huge fan of Justice League, and I was very much in love with Young Justice, and Ivo was mentioned in both of those as being the creator of Amazo.
Well, and with Oolong, Teomaro just got kicked out of it because of what the superheroes and I think even the villains did. So, and we can introduce Professor Ivo easily in there. Gorilla Grodd and Professor Izo are teaming up, and Amazo's guarding the laser. We already know Amazo is technically, or at least his artwork is ready.
Amazo is technically, I believe he is technically, actually not just the artwork. I believe he's actually been, how do you put it? Rendered for in the game.
He's prepared.
Yeah,
he is prepared for game
we've seen
use.
images. We've seen images of him actually already being rendered for in the game. I think they were originally going to introduce him as a open world bounty.
That would have been pretty cool.
That would have been awesome. Maybe PS4.
Yeah. For our player package, we were going to introduce a new power. It was a controller power, which I have to give props to every team. We came up with 3 new powers.
We came up with the 3 new powers coming in DCUO after, whatever tank power we get, folks. There you go.
So
there
so
you go.
props to us. That was not on purpose, by the way, either. We all
No. I was kind of surprised by that. I was like, okay, we came up with tank power, and I was like, oh, Soren, his team came up with a healing power. And then they started talking about yours. I was like, huh. And I was just kind of like raised my hand. And I was like, hey, can I just point out the fact that 3 different teams, not even communicating with each other, came up with 3 different power sets for all 3 main roles.
That's what I'm talking
they just
about.
kind of stopped and they looked at that and they were like, oh yeah.
For our powers, we really didn't have like an official name for it, but it was like Magnamorphic. It was our controller power. The Morphic tree was kind of like, as Curse put it, if anyone's seen Generator Rex, the old cartoon from Man of Action on Cartoon Network, he could actually form weapons and everything from his hands and use them as weapons. For me, honestly, that was really, really cool to even think of. We got this idea from the Metal Men from Oolong Island. If you look at the Metal Men using their metalish body, and we could just create stuff like that, that was the idea we came up with. And with magnetic would probably be like the controller ability using magnetism to, like, pretty much you would have metal orbs around your body or something, and you would use those in a controller role to like CC or do something cool. I mean, again, these are stuff that we just like came up with. We didn't really do much. Generator Rex was like the idea we got from it. I mean, it wasn't really metal, but with the nanobots, yeah, but it was the fact that he could transform his weapons into his hands into weapons. So a DC Magneto, pretty much, yeah. Which I think everybody's okay with that.
Yeah. So for your Legends marketplace tunes, though, you guys were going to introduce Zoom and
Flash, yeah.
Yeah,
we're going to introduce those two.
Everybody's chomping a bit. My buddy Solo Marksman would love this DLC.
He would
love this DLC. So
and I went into this group kind of reluctant because, like, well, I know my Flash, I know my Gorilla Grodd, and I even asked the group, it's like, does anyone know really much about Gorilla Grodd or Flash? And most people don't. I mean, Flash is one of those. Yeah, he's a Justice League member. He's a name. He's a name out there, but most people don't really read it unless you're really into that. And sadly enough, I've read, I've talked to my friends, and so I gave them all the lore that I could, and of course, I mean, I don't know much about the Teen Titans or Impulse / Kid Flash. I mean, the whole the whole West family is freaking insane, man. Just the whole family just needs to go stop mingling with itself.
Daddy just wanted to see volcanoes and giant lasers.
That's it. And it's perfect. We can easily not easily, but visually, easily visualize a volcano right there in Oolong Island. And it'll be funny. You walk in there, it's like, where does this volcano come from? Tectonic plates and, earthquakes and mad scientists running around. It was going to show up.
Sharks with freaking laser beams on their heads.
Please do not add that to the game. I'll just walk away from the game happy. It's like, I don't need to play it anymore. I saw sharks with laser beams on their heads. This game wins. There's no reason to play it anymore. It just wins.
They're mutated sea bass.
Nice. So be sure to head over to the thread to talk a little bit more about it. Join on the discussions. I think there's more discussion. People are talking about it more and more. Mm-hmm. We're even seeing. I see Locke posted a couple of times as well.
Yeah, and oh yes, and somebody got that picture of freaking Jens.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right up there. I just started scrolling down. Oh my god, that was everybody was
Can you
laughing.
do me a favor and go on Skype and link it to me on Skype? Because
What, the picture or the
if you can grip the picture and just send it to me on Skype, I'll download it and I'll post it. Yeah, just go ahead and just down.
hold on. Here is the image URL.
Yes. Reload. Reload. All right, it's not reloading. Yeah, it's not coming up.
It's not
Sad
coming
face.
up.
Well, there's probably my internet. I don't know. Sad face. Yeah,
It's
well,
just your
it
internet.
just didn't want to load. Oh. Oh, that's cool. But yeah, go over to the thread. It's further down. Break Force from the Revenge Service posted the picture because he definitely took it. It was
Oh, this
amazing.
is hilarious. Here it is in the chat for everybody. Oh, Skype.
So,
That was hilarious. Because that's not an aha look on his face.
yeah, it's amazing.
That is
It's
not a aha moment on his look on his face. That's a Valentine's Day event. Let's do Cupids.
wow, the picture's definitely not loading up. You're gonna have to just send me the link and I can do it that way.
Send you the link. That is the link. That's the straight
The
up
link to the thread.
Oh, link to the thread. All right.
Yeah. Because it has to be on YouTube. We have to put this on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
So chat's gonna be disappeared for a moment. Give me, come on, scroll down, screen region this bad boy, because it has to be shared to the world. Boom. Posting it right there on the front. There's the aha moment from Yins. Where does it begin? and it's honestly just another testament to showing the fun that we had from SOE Live. I mean, like we said, we had the developers sitting down with us talking about it. Spord and Locke were sitting next to us for Monkey Business, and we were coming up with stuff. And even Spord we're trying to come up with names for the power and for the trees. And Sport was like, you can just make something up. It can just be a made up word. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know. Locke was in there, was in our group, and I mean, when they're putting together these these one sheets, that they're not looking to put too much, huge amount of detail into them, because a lot of what that one person may come up with for that one sheet may get just like completely tossed out. So you kind of hold all that stuff in reserve. And we started actually coming up with a lot of intricate ideas and everything to do for like each alert, each raid. I was coming up with like very specific things about the power and all that. And then we all were collectively, we were sitting there going, okay, well wait, let's back up a second. All right, let's pull it back a second and let's talk about this area here that we need to come up with a concept for. And everything like that. So, Luke told us that we actually did a pretty good job of restraining ourselves from going into too much detail on those.
And it's so easy to do, too. So easy. And so I do want to thank the devs for doing that panel. That was an amazing experience to sit down and see how the developers come up with their ideas and how they have to sit. I mean, we sat there for an hour, for over an hour, trying to come up with these DLC ideas, and just think on how long it takes them just to sit down at their office. I mean, it could probably take like maybe a whole day work of them probably not touching a computer, just sitting down in a meeting. It's like, all right, let's talk about this DLC 9. What are we gonna put in it? Now, at the same time, we do want recognition for when these DLCs, if these DLCs do come out. Even if it's a little bit. So, yeah, again, if you guys you guys gotta try and make it out to SOE Live next year, because they are gonna. I think they did say they're gonna do it again next year, but probably do a bit better with time constraint, with time management. So really fast, you found a thread that I'm reluctant to talk about, but of course you want to bring it up.
Yes. There's a thread right here. I mean, it just grabbed my attention just because of the title. All right, and the title of the thread is "Why do developers like flight more than any other movement?" My answer to you, sir, is they do not. They hate flight. They hate flight. All right. Flight is the easiest grounded movement in the game. All right. It's got the easiest races. That's the only thing it's got going for it.
Very true.
Seriously, that is the only thing it's got going for it. It's got the easiest races. Acro, by far, I would have to say, I have some of the hardest races to do in the game. But I mean, flying's awesome. I love flying around, Metropolis, Central City, Gotham Wastelands, Gotham itself. I love flying around. All right. As far as them hating it, though, it's not true. Flight is one of the easiest and most grounded power sets in this game. Or movement modes in this game when it comes to PvP and PvE. All right,
as I certainly pointed out.
Yeah, they don't love flight. Okay, in this game, they hate it. All right, and I've been trying to get them to balance it out for the past 2 years.
So what you're saying is it's like your unicorn trinket campaign. This is your unicorn trinket trying to fix flight.
Yeah, but this is actually something that's useful in the game. All right.
This sorry.
Something that.
What unicorn cannot be helpful in a game? Come on.
Any unicorn. All right. Now you guys have got me. All right. Look. Keep pushing your luck, and I'll withdraw my freaking support for a unicorn aura, for a rainbow aura. All right. That's about as much support you're gonna get from me right now on this unicorn front.
Now, with my character on Celestial, he's flight, and I was doing my races, and I'm finding that I'm getting hit by invisible walls when I'm not near a wall. When I'm close to a building, trying to go into those little gapes there, but it would just be random. Like, I know I'm not near one of those walls, but all of a sudden, boom.
You're locked in the movement, right? You're locked into the movement?
No, I get stopped.
You're not.
Okay,
so like when you go supersonic.
Yes, when I go supersonic.
When it happens. Okay, yeah, don't do that when you're doing a race.
Or at least, why not? I mean, how am I supposed to win the race?
If you don't do that, if you at least slow down before you come up to those little choke points like that,
okay,
you won't get caught up on them. If you manually, push yourself through those choke points on it, you won't get caught up on them at all.
I don't like it. I should have went to super speed.
Did you finish all your races on super speed?
Yes.
Platinum?
Yes.
Aha!
Maybe 2 of them. I didn't. I know I have to still complete one of the ones that you don't have any movement speed for.
Right.
I still got to complete one of them. Maybe the adept. I think I did the master. I didn't do the adept yet. I mean, it was on a whim. I mean, it was during when we got those free respecs. And it's like, well, I guess I can do the race real fast, and I did. And I'm like, sweet. But
yeah, I mean, that's really all I gotta say about that. I mean, it's not. Maybe I'll comment on it later, but it's not favored by the devs. If anything, it's hated by the devs.
Oh, hate's such a strong word. It's such a strong word.
It's okay. It's the least favored by the devs. Let's put it that way then.
Yeah, we can go with that. So, next thing I wanted to bring up, and I can't really show it to you guys yet, but a lot of you guys know that I have been working on the DCUO skill planner. If you guys follow me on Twitter or on Facebook, and if you're not, you need to fix that immediately. I want to see some notifications right about now, folks. You can even follow me on Google Plus, that I'm somehow apparently going to have to start using. Stupid YouTube and Google.
Yeah, I just did my or set up my Google Plus this
I
morning.
know you liked my Google Plus page. I gotta go and like yours. See how lame that is? Because it's freaking Google Plus. So, I'm gonna have to hire a community manager. I know I'm gonna have to.
I know.
Pay him peanuts.
I somewhat have a volunteer webmaster for me right now, who's been helping me out with a lot of my social media stuff. It's also the same person who's been helping me out with Olympus.
Good.
Which I need to mention. Not only are we doing the is Olympus starting on Sunday night, we are doing a meet and greet. Completely forgot to mention this, and I would have gotten yelled at if I did. We are doing a meet and greet on USPS3. It's at it's kind of a Kingdom Come Olympus meet and greet thing to kind of kick off the Olympus Games. We're doing that at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be on the PvE phase, so villains and heroes are welcome. And it's going to be at Union Station. If you guys don't know where it's at, it's near Glen Morgan Square. And there's a nice park right there. One of the, I think it's one of the depth flight races goes through that park and everything. But it's over there in, what area is that? It's over there in the, I don't know if it's the historic or downtown. I think it's downtown Metropolis. And it's on the far north side. So, shouldn't be too hard to find. Right there. But yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come by, say hi. Maybe we'll have some 1v1s going on before to kind of kick off and everything. And I'm almost positive I'm going to be recording. Almost positive I'm going to be recording. And I actually have a league mate in my league who does have a live stream. So I will be tweeting that out and putting it up on Facebook and on the KC site. If you guys check out his live stream.
Or his? Huh? Who's doing it?
Remember my league, his name's Death Scythe 206.
Yep, I remember him.
Yeah.
206?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe there was 205 other ones before him.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, shouldn't Brittany have the 206 copyrighted by now?
Good point.
So you said 206. I'm like, wait, is that Brittany's?
I hadn't even thought of that.
We're going to have to talk to Brittany about this.
I hadn't even thought of that.
Alright, so with the DCO skill planner, I can tell you right now that I am 98% done. The last thing I have to do, and I'm really actually mad because I didn't do it before, I have to add the clicking portion, the clicking coding to the quantum tree, to the quantum power for space tree. I did not do that. I had to fix the time tree the other day. Apparently I just skipped quantum and went straight into working on celestial. So that was stupid me. So I am 98% done. As soon as I got done with all the weapons, I had a party for myself. I had a me party. And it felt good. So
yeah. Did it involve lots of lotion?
There were a lot of towels because I was like...
Did it involve lots of lotion and Kleenex?
No. Weird.
All right. When Trex said he had a me party, who else pictured that scene from 40-Year-Old Virgin when he's in that he's in his bedroom lighting all those candles, getting ready to watch that porno?
Look, dude. Look. We are a family show. This is a family entertainment. Also, you always need to set the mood. Gotta set the ambiance. That's right. Come on. But no, the weapons were so time consuming because with the new innates, and then I had to add in all the clicking code for that as well. But the weapons were the biggest undertaking I had to get rid of and finished. And then the weapons were technically already the powers are all done. all the updates, everything should look on when you log into the game and look at all your stuff there. It should mirror the program should mirror the game. There might be a couple of typos. That will be something that I can easily fix. Arrows with the power trees and weapons, those are something I can fix as well. I'm going to try and finish Quantum tomorrow when I get off of work. So I'm pretty much going to spend Saturday not playing my new game that no child should ever play. Not going to shout the name, but you all know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to finish the coding for that. And next week, I'm going to begin kind of like a closed beta testing. I have a list of people I'm going to contact. These are people that I've talked to, I've played with, I literally have regular communication with them always, just as a fan, or just pretty much just like hanging out with a little bit. So I'm going to be contacting them. They're going to be the first portion of my testing, so they can go into the program and really just break it. I want them to find ways to break it, to figure out what needs to be fixed, so I know what I can do. The fact that I'm going to have Quantum done by the time pretty much this weekend, and I'm already doing beta testing, I will probably launch this thing the day of the PS4 launch. Maybe sooner.
Nice.
if I just get too impatient. And most likely I am really impatient, so I'll probably release it beforehand. But the purpose of the beta testing is I want these people to break it. I want these people to find things. I've looked at this coding. I've looked at this program every day for the past 4 months, and my eyes are dying. They're just watering with death.
Folks, I can testify to Trex getting worn out by this, because he was very short with me on Skype yesterday, and it kind of hurt my feelings. I was not feeling the love yesterday from Trex.
I'm sorry.
And you know Trex, he's always trying to make people feel his love.
I'm sorry. Oh, what the hell? It's... I can read the Matrix code. If I pop that movie in here now, it's like, oh, look, they're talking about salamis. They're just hungry. The code is hungry. It just wants food. But, and that's the thing. It's when I'm at work, I can go online on my laptop, and I'm on Skype, I'm surfing the internet and all that stuff. When I'm working on this coding, I do not connect to the internet at all. I stay away from the internet altogether while I'm working on the code, because I don't want the distraction. The only distraction I need is on my phone playing Archer marathons on this stream on Beetle. Just replaying Archer nonstop. That's the only distraction I ever want.
I do need you to, at least be on Skype, or available for me to get you on Skype.
Well, now we got that thing going. Yes,
for certain discussions that we have going on right now. I need you on Skype.
I know. So, but I can tell you now, I'm just ecstatic with the support that you guys have all given me to get this done, and I will be doing a live stream presentation of the program probably next week, to at least discuss what the program is, what it looks like now, and some ideas that I'm going to have with it. I'm planning on it next week. Depending on how when I can get the game, or get the program in its full form to post on my website, to get the guys have access to it and give them a couple of days with it. I may just wait to do the live stream until I'm ready to really present it, or just a lot of it right now is in the air. It's mainly right now I want the select beta testers to get to play with this, give me their feedback on it, and yes, I will be opening it up to more people as well. There have been a lot of people that have been contacting me on Twitter that want to participate, and I'm going to get them access to it as well. And yes, everybody will be able to do this. I can tell you right now, this will be a web-based program. You will be able to go onto my website at Trexlight.com, go over to whatever link it will be under and go to that page, and the page will be right there, and the program will be there. You can save it to your computer. You can save a file to your computer and even load it, and it'll show up on the web page. There will also be a downloadable .exe file that you can install onto your computer. It's a safe program. It is safe. You can download it to your computer, and you'll have access to it right there. There are plans for a mobile version for iPhone and Android. Windows can suck it. There are plans for the mobile version.
What about for Mac?
There will be a version for iPhone and for Android. I mean, it's web-based. It should be able to work. I mean, Macs can use .exes, right? I mean, I'm not a Mac person, but come on.
I don't know.
Okay. I don't know either. So, testing. What are you going to do? The mobile version is going to be kind of like a dumbed down version. You'll have access to powers and weapon skills. That's it. That's all a mobile version is going to be. I'm in the process of doodling how the app is going to look like, or what it's going to look like. I'm doodling those right now. So it's like in pre-production phase. Nothing's concrete so far. But once I get the install file and the web-based program on the website, it's up and running. Seeing how that goes, I'll see about pushing the mobile version out faster. But right now, the mobile version is kind of in the wind. So, yes, that's Weapon Max. I'm repeating this because I like it so much. Yes, your Jelly Bean Ice Cream Sandwich Mocha Snow Leopards Metro UI is covered. That is correct. That was good, by the way. I like that. Oh, by the way, this will not be iOS 7 compatible. I'm just kidding. God, silly update.
Well, that's about all I've got.
Yeah. I mean, I really want to close it with the skill planner.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You should.
Does anyone at this time? I know I haven't really showed you guys. If you guys go to the SOE Live video on my channel, it was episode 74 of the SourceCast live from SOE Live. There is a video. That video does show what the program looks like. Well, back then in June or July, or whenever we went to, that's what it looked like then. It doesn't. Stuff looks the same, but I mean, I've added Shield, I've added Celestial, Quantum is getting there, so I mean, it looks like normal, but there's been some changes. But does anyone have any questions about the skill planner? About what? I'm definitely going to be taking feedback whenever I do the live stream later on, but I'm just wanting initial feedback now to see what you guys are expecting from it, what you guys want from it, so I know that I can probably add that during the testing phase, so at release, it might be there. So, if you guys have questions or feedback, go ahead and just shoot them to me right now, and I'll answer away as much as I can. And even for the people listening to this on iTunes, on whatever, and on YouTube, leave the comments section below and I'll reply. The point of the skill planner. When I played World of Warcraft back in the day, there was Wowhead. Wowhead was your number one go-to place for anything WoW related. It had your instance bosses, your loot drop locations, all that good stuff. It even had a talent calculator. The talent calculator is, and exactly what my skill planner is going to be, is if you're not on the game, or even you're on the game, when you're on the game, you have to select your stuff, but then you have to pay your replay or your the cash to respec. The skill planner is for you to test out your spec. Is to test out how your stats are going to look, what's to go for, all that good stuff. Even your powers, how you possibly want to spec your tree to get a certain amount of stuff. That's how you want. It's pretty much going to be a planner, so when you log into the game, you have that template that you just like, all right, just match it with the template. There's no way to really export it to the game. That would be pretty cool, but there's no way. There's That's pretty much what the reason for it is. What if the devs change any of the trees? Well, Michael Grid, that's what I had to do with the fire, ice, mental, and gadgets. I had to go in there and change all of the I had to change the coding to the descriptions, to the name of the moves, to their placements, to the color schemes. I had to go into the game, take screenshots, and then go into Photoshop, select the actual icons, crop them, paste them in, and then made them into their own little folder of icons and placed them into this thing. I mean, it was tasking, to say the least, but it's done. It's updated. When Sorcery and Nature are ready to go, sure enough, I'm going to be on the test server taking pictures, getting everything ready to go. There's already going to be a template ready for me, and I'm just going to go. Yes, I'm also going to scream as well.
And also, you're going to be introducing the gear into it eventually as well, right?
There is a section on there for gear.
There's a section where the people using it can input the info.
Yes, the way on how the game is with World of Warcraft, there was a program or there's a file that WoW had created or someone created that it could grab the information from the game, like loot locations and all that good stuff, even stats from gear. DCUO's program files are not that open to say right now. I've talked to Locke about it, and I think he's going to try and look into possibly doing that, maybe down the road, but not this time. But it's going to be something down the road that I'm going to keep pushing them for, so we have access to it. But right now, there is a gear section on the planner. The gear section is going to be where you have your head, your weapon, your shoulder, all that good stuff. The trinket slot is still a trinket slot. It's not updated to... Yeah, it's not updated to the utility belt. It's still just a trinket. So that's something I have to change down the road, but that right there is not a priority at this time for me. I just want to get the weapons and the movements done yet. But don't worry, utilities on how I'm trying to get that, I am working on it. That will be coming. But at this time, you look at your game, you have your stats, you look at your stats for your weapon, you go to the program, and you enter in your stats. You have to enter it in manually. There'll be... all the stats are going to be on there. You have access to put them... you leave them at zeros if they're not there, but enter all the information in, and when you hit save, it's going to populate at the bottom of the screen in this nice little stat box. All the stats are going to be there. Critical attack damage percentage, restoration, dominance, chance, power, return or whatever. All the stats are going to be there at the bottom of the screen.
There's a question here, and I want to address this and all that. And then
if it's about the DCR project, no, we're not.
No, it's just something I want to say. Something I want to say about it and all that. I'm not going to get any trolling or anything like that. And then we can wrap it up, because I'm actually, I got 7 people waiting on me to tank Nexus right now.
Okay.
What do I like the DCO project? I will say that I like the concept of the DCO project. All right, I like the fact that there's another podcast out there for DCUO, because the more podcasts that are out there for DCUO, the more people are going to be aware of DCUO. All right, because I love this game. I would like to see this game grow and expand and continue on for as long as possible. Do I like the podcast? Like I said, I like the concept of it. It's the way they execute it that I don't like. All right, their constant sniping and shit talk and behind the back jabs and everything like that is totally unnecessary. It's not needed for a successful podcast. Me and Trex have been doing this for what, 2 years now? 2 years now, and we have never stooped down to the level that these guys do to troll people or make fun of people or poke fun at people or make any attempts at making people feel like they don't have a place in this game. All right, and a lot of these guys on the Project Podcast are the same age as me. So that level of immaturity from people that the same age, all right, is mind-boggling to me. And that the only possible reasons why I can think that people would stoop to the levels that these guys do is for the attention, trying to get the attention of other players and all that, and get them on board. Say, hey, I don't like that guy either. Ha ha ha. Yeah, let's all get together and we'll make fun of him.
Well, the premise of their thing is completely different to ours, and as a community, I will respect their podcast. They've had our names on their show talking about whatever. I've only listened to a couple of them. I have my feelings about it. They run their show their way. We run our shows our way, and if they stay, great. Whatever. It's how they run, and I mean, I'm keeping my opinion to myself. So, but I mean, it's DCO. If you guys listen to it, great. If you guys are fans to it, great. That's your opinion. I mean, that's all
I'm not
really
going to discourage anybody. I don't discourage anybody from going and listening to their show. I don't, because they do give a perspective from the villain side that me and Trex can't. So I have no problem with anybody going and listening to their show. It's like I just don't agree with the way they do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. But
see, it wasn't nearly as bad as you thought it was going to be, was it, Trex?
Still bad.
It wasn't nearly as bad as you thought it was going to be, though, was it?
Yeah. So.
But anyways, yeah, I've got a raid group here waiting for me to tank.
Well, it's our show. It's our showtime. They're gonna have.
I know, but I mean, I got a tank because for some reason, in case anybody hasn't out there who is an ice tank doesn't know yet, the aggro, ice is having some aggro holding issues right now, at least in Nexus, from what we've been seeing. So. Yeah, it's been having some serious aggro holding issues. I've been in that raid with some good tanks that have just completely lost aggro. And it's not the normal aggro drops that you see. So yeah, I've gone back to tanking.
Nice. But again, if you guys have any want to participate in the beta testing for the DCO skill planner, follow me on Twitter. Send me a tweet, or on Facebook, send me a direct message or a private message and just say that you want to be entered in, and I'll jot people's names down. It will be a select few at the beginning, and when I get further along that I want to open it up to more people for them to break it, to get another perspective, I'll open it. If you don't get chosen to be in it, it's okay. It'll still be out there for free. All right? So no hard feelings, please. So, I do want to thank you all so much for joining us again for another awesome night of the DCO SourceCast. Hope you guys just go out there and have fun. Go play the game. Be a hero, or go be a villain. Just go push an old lady off a building. Have fun with it. So, be sure to head over to our information. You can find me over at youtube.com/Trexlight, facebook.com/Trexlight, and Twitter @ThisIsTrex. So your page, where can we find you?
You can find me at youtube.com/thedicehouse. You can also find me at facebook.com/thedicehouse. And you can find me on the Twitter @thedicehouse there. Also, don't forget the kingdomcome.engine.com site. It's a community site set up for DCUO players of all platforms and all regions. And don't forget about our meet and greets Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the PvE phase on USPS3 to kick off the Olympus games, starting at 10 p.m. that night.
It's going to be awesome.
Trex, where can we find you at, sir?
I already did mine.
Oh, you did. You did.
I did mine first.
Oh, you usually do the SourceCast and then you do yours.
No, I know.
And then you usually do SourceCast and then you do mine, then we do yours.
Yeah, no, I guess reversed.
Sorry about that.
You can find the DCO SourceCast for all of our information that we tweet out and everything. You can find us over at Facebook at the DCUO SourceCast and on Twitter at DCO SourceCast. So thank you all so much. Okay. They asked for it. They want the ponies. You want ponies? I'll give you ponies. Here's ponies all over the place. Unicorn trinkets for everyone. Yay! All right. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye. Ugh.
That's it. Game's over. Step along, nothing to see. Get going before my good mood wears off.